Taurus, welcome to your end of September 2018 tarot update. It's Rena here. So, just shuffling the cards. Okay. Interesting. The heart of the matter, we have the, that's what happens when you cut your nails. This is the 10 of Wands, and this is a card. You can see the man is hunched over, so it's showing a sense of having a lot of responsibilities, burdens, working long hours. So this may be something connected to your current work status. And at the foundation, this is why some of you may be feeling financial anxiety. And this is causing you to kind of work extra hours. And but then the person's hunched over, so they may be like working two jobs, doing something that makes them have to really exert a lot of effort. But what is the problem with that? Well, it can consume your life. And Taurus is a sign, you have to watch out for like being a shopaholic or something and being too much of a consumer. And you will find the Taurus people that really embody that and kind of embrace this idea of not being possessed by their possessions will find that they have a greater quality of life. Because I was just talking, what sign did I just do? I just did another sign. And I was talking about, I think it was Aries, and I was saying there was a book I read a long time ago called Your Money or Your Life. And it was all about this idea of, how we become trapped by, consumerism. There was a documentary called Affluenza that I remember back, I think it was in the 90s or something. And I saw that one several times. And this was before the minimalist movement that's so hip among hipsters, millennials. And the generation right before that are the generation that was like, or even I would say a lot of people older than that were kind of brainwashed to think it was great to, wear designer labels even though they're made in sweatshops in, developing countries and all these things that promote consumerism. And your house, the house that you rule astrologically, is the second house of earned income, but also possessions. So this keeping up with the Joneses lifestyle really can create a lot of anxiety, and so that might be why you have to work so hard. And we have here in the challenge position the Ace of Wands, which is a card of a new venture, starting something new, and it's something that's yours. You're putting your own stamp on it, so usually I say starting your own business, being an entrepreneur instead of working for somebody else. But you can't do that because of what's going on. You have too many obligations for some, your day job maybe. And so look at that. If that is true for you, look at that. Don't sweep it under the rug and think that this is the only way you can live. There are many different ways to live. Also, in terms of relationships, you may be involved with somebody who is, it's like a one-sided relationship where you're doing everything and they are, they don't seem like they're invested in the relationship. So it's very important that you have a mutual relationship. If you are ever with any person who treats you like kind of an afterthought, and you try, like you double down trying to make it happen, that's problematic, obviously. So look at these issues and see how they are playing out in your life right now. There was something else I was going to say. Part of it really, in terms of relationships, is becoming more independent. The irony is, you know, looking at that Ace of Wands, is that your independence is thwarted for some reason. And it could be because either like financially you've put yourself in a position where you have too many bills, that you're kind of like juggling these bills, and you need to like simplify your life, or in your romantic sector, you may be investing so much energy into somebody that is not really giving you back that kind of attention that you deserve as a partner. The higher message is the Eight of Cups, which is leaving what no longer serves you. So as the higher message, it's not, you know, because when I just said what I said about the romantic side of things, I was kind of saying, oh, you know, I don't want Taurus to think I mean investing in a relationship financially. I want them to know I mean emotionally. And with the Eight of Cups, this is about the emotions. When you are in a relationship with somebody and it seems like it doesn't, like there's not that sense of, you know, emotional connection, then you have to realize that as a love relationship, that is not a relationship that is going to nourish you. No matter how much, if you're with somebody and they have money or they are attractive, all those things, they cannot make up for lacking that emotional connection. And it's kind of reminding you that as a spiritual message, that that is front and center in what is needed. The practical message is represented by the Lover's card, and this is a card that can indicate that you need to make a choice about something. Again, this could be that you have to, I think too, this is saying that you have the ability to make a choice. You may feel like you're somehow in this, you're in this fear-based thinking where you think that you're forced to do something that's creating this anxiety. I was reading something about that online because of the hurricanes that we've had in the United States, in the South, and somebody was complaining online that their girlfriend was forced to work long shifts without extra pay because I think she worked in the healthcare industry, and he was saying that's terrible that they're forcing them to work these extra hours and they're not paying them extra. And somebody said she can quit. You know, and I know that you could say that's not good business practices, but a lot of times when you're in that moment, you're thinking that you're forced to do something, and you never even think, hey, I can quit. You can quit. You can stop, you know, and that's kind of like the Eight of Cups is like quitting something that doesn't nourish you emotionally. And this could be a work situation easily. And yet you can do it. You do have a choice. I think this is saying you do have a choice. This is not about being a victim. But also, the Lover's card connects to Gemini. And it is possible that this is a timing card too, because we do have a full moon in November in Gemini. And the point of that could be that this is going to be when you end your Perhaps that's when you end your association with a certain company. But until then, maybe you're going to stick it out. Who knows? But the other thing with the Lover's card is that it's talking about intimacy. Okay, and it doesn't have to be just sexual. It can be like emotional. And the thing is that maybe you've been with somebody that doesn't provide that for you, but you've been distracted by other things. And now it's crunch time for whatever reason. Now you're going to have your full moon in October, late October, October 24th, Taurus. So that's a time for you to kind of like have the mirror put in front of you, you know, just calling attention to your life and to your needs. And maybe you've kind of like been a little bit, how can I say, neglectful of your needs. And the Ten of Wands certainly could be talking about that you have allowed yourself to take on a responsibility that might not be yours. Maybe you are caring for somebody and you've been wanting to start anew in a relationship, and you feel this sense of anxiety because you might feel trapped. It could be a partner, if your partner is incapacitated in some way. And certainly, even if you're not in love with someone, taking care of somebody in general is a selfless act. And there may be times when that is absolutely a beautiful thing to do, that actually helps you to understand what life is all about. And it's not like it really isn't something that we can say in terms of yes or no, black and white. There may be times when you need to take care of somebody, and that's part of your soul contract even. It's just how it is. And yet, I don't think that in that particular case, you would feel burdened by it. I think you would feel like there's a willingness to do it. This sounds to me like a situation of codependence where maybe you've just gotten into a habit of doing it, feeling sorry for someone, your partner, but knowing that they are not nourishing your life, that they are kind of hindering your life. And so it's time for you to be with somebody that you can bear your soul to, not just your body, but your soul. What is coming in is represented by the Moon card. Again, the timing of the moon. Actually, at the end of September, you have a full moon in the 12th house. And this can be a time, because it's in Aries. Aries is your 12th house. This can be a time of secrets getting revealed. Maybe something that somebody has been keeping from you is revealed, and then you start to connect the dots and go, oh, so that's what happened. That's why this person is doing this. And all of a sudden, all the sympathy and all of the desire to take on their load just dissipates in a minute, because you realize you've been played, or you know, the Moon card can indicate deception, addiction, and these kinds of issues. The Moon card connects with Pisces, so it can be too like meeting somebody who's a Pisces. But that kind of person, if this is something that you're discovering about a current partner that made you feel like you needed to do something for them that went above and beyond, you know, the typical helping out, you may realize, oh, this was all because they didn't want to take care of their own lives. Like, you know, maybe your partner said that they lost their job, they got laid off, and you find out that they quit, that it had nothing to do with that, and they created this scenario so that you would, you know, take on the financial responsibilities of the household. And you might have even taken on another job or worked extra hours, and you're worn out, and then somehow you find out that through the grapevine that they quit because they didn't feel like working and they didn't want, they just didn't want to do it, and you've been taken for a ride. And so this may come to light. And the outcome is the Knight of Wands. For some of you, you're going to become much more, feisty and independent. And this could be as a result of finding something out about the deception of your partner. The Knight of Wands does connect with somebody who is a womanizer. Maybe it's outing their womanizing, and you realize they just cannot commit. That there's just something inside of them that refuses to commit to their partner. And maybe it's nothing more than a revelation that allows you to move on with your life, which would be great. I mean, that's good enough. The Knight of Wands connects to Sagittarius, but I connect it to Aries. So again, that Ace of Wands, I connect to Aries too. Maybe there's somebody that you've been wanting to meet or date, but you've been so busy working overtime that you can't do it. Well, maybe now you'll be able to do it, Taurus. Who knows? So very interesting cards I got for you, and I hope that at least some of it resonates. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. My website is rainaMoonAstrology.com. Take care, Taurus. Bye.